Hey guys, welcome back to another trade plan. Today's the 24th. It's already Thursday. But anyways, today, as you guys probably know, we had a pretty decent size move down, and it was largely because of what the Fed said. And people just don't want to be participating in a market that has a very high chance of risk. Okay, people don't like to take unnecessary risk, and so you'll see positions being liquidated. Buyers just getting out of their positions, which obviously causes some selling, and some of that selling causes more selling as other people start getting up because of the lower prices, and so it starts to become kind of like a domino effect, which is kind of like what is starting to happen right now. But anyways, before we get into the analysis, I just want to make sure you guys understand how you can take advantage of this analysis. Okay, there's really two ways to do it. Okay, you can either copy my levels. I will put the prices on the right side. You will see in a minute. I will have the prices on the right side. I mean, you can look at it, um, I guess, from the side of the chart, but I will be putting the levels with a little legend on the side like this that tells you the exact price, the price level. So you guys can just copy it. Let's say if you don't have Thinkorswim, you have another platform, you can just copy it by looking at the prices. Or in my mentorship group, I also share the workspaces every day. So I just share a link, and then you just click it, and then it automatically you get all my you get basically my entire setup for the charts, even my regular charts and all that. So that's just the two different ways that you can take advantage of it. But anyways, back to the analysis. So as I said, and as you probably seen from last night's trade plan, we pretty much did what was expected. We opened above yesterday's value. Okay, as you can see here, we opened up here. We sold off from the open. We didn't have any buying volume. As I was telling you guys, if there's no volume up here, what is likely to happen? We're likely to go down inside yesterday's value and just kind of stay inside a little bit. Okay, if we have volume below the value, we should expect to see some selling continuation, which we started seeing. Okay, so we pretty much kind of stuck to the plan. Nothing that was really unexpected. But overall, it was a pretty good day for us. Going into tomorrow, however, we no longer need to use the value area, as obviously it's already the next day, so the value area for the next day isn't really as relevant. And it is a trend day, so we're going to use the point of control as our reference point. Okay, as you can see, I already marked it out. Okay, there's a price. Okay, if you take a close look here, we also have an imbalance. Okay, so kind of like a little area with low volume that there wasn't many participants. Markets don't like imbalances, and so if we do trade up here, it will likely fill in, right? So you guys see how there's only one number, one line of numbers there, 0. If we do trade above here, we should see numbers building, 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 so it kind of looks like something like this, right? So fill it in. It looks like a little mountain, okay? Apart from that, above this point of control, we're going to be bullish. Below it, pretty much bearish. Obviously, expecting continuation to the downside. Um, yeah, nothing too complicated. Pretty much the same thing. We didn't fill the gap, okay, which is telling us there's a lot of selling going on, a lot of aggressive sellers. Because usually the market will fill the gap and then maybe try to go down lower and then figure it out. But if the market wasn't even able to get up here and break the gap, right, to fill the gap, that's telling us, okay, these sellers are really aggressive and they're pretty much in control. So that's pretty much it for the NQ. Now let's take a look at the ES. Actually, let me go back and make sure you guys get the prices for all these levels. Don't worry if it's not an exact level. You can be off by a couple ticks. So don't worry if it's like not 10,910.32. It doesn't matter. Just as long as it's very close to that or around that, You're okay. Okay, those are marked. Now the gap, we do want to mark that out. Okay, and obviously below we have an imbalance, little tiny imbalance, nothing really significant. And then this low of day right here, this little swing. And then obviously we have a big imbalance right here, a little excess, a little buying excess. Okay, so these are all the reference points that we have below. So let me just zoom out so you guys can get a good picture of all the levels there. If you want to take a picture, go ahead and do that. Alright, now moving on to the ES. It's going to be a similar story. Okay, and the indices, like I said, they pretty much do the same things every day. Okay, as you can see, we opened above value and failed. There was no volume. Obviously, prices rotated just as expected. We broke below with volume and then we pushed toward the downside. We took out the point of control from the 21st. As you can see, it was right here. Okay, and we pretty much closed at the bottom end of the range. Okay, which is a bearish close. Okay, now since it was a trend day, we're going to use the point of control as our reference, which is marked right here. Okay, now also we have an imbalance here. So again, if we do trade it close or inside it, we expect rotation within it. Okay, trade inside means building, 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 and then going somewhere. Okay, but just expect rotation inside here. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the ES. Now, last but not least, let's take a look at the YM, the Dow. Okay, another one that almost filled the gap. You look how close we got to filling the gap, but we failed. We couldn't because the sellers were too strong. Okay, again, same idea here. Opened, failed, no volume, go back inside, rotate, and then sell aggressively below with volume. Okay, we did leave a poor low, which means we're likely to revisit this, take it out, and go lower. Okay, we do have some references below. We have a little gap right here. We have a point of control there and a swing low. Okay, those are references below. Okay, then balance here. And obviously our line in the sand level. Okay, below it we are bearish. Okay, now if you want to take a picture, okay, go ahead and take a picture of the levels, mark them out on your own charts, or like I said, if you want to join the mentorship, I share these levels with you so you don't have to manually do any of that. It just automatically populates in your own charts, so it's more convenient. But yeah, anyways, that's gonna be pretty much it for the analysis. Again, we're expecting some sort of continuation. Obviously, if we open tomorrow and we open somewhere up here, above this level, for whatever reason they rallied overnight, then we have a different story. Okay, but generally we will be looking for downside continuation, which you should expect to see some um, downside continuation also on major stocks. Maybe Apple, Tesla, the metals, gold, silver. Okay, the dollar should be rallying, continue to go higher. Okay, so just keep in mind of all that. But anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on the futures chat room. I do my best to answer any questions as fast as I can. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.